Welcome to this video on self-image. I'm talking with Elena today about self-image and what self-image, I should say, how self-image actually impacts you and how you can live a successful life when you improve and have a positive self-image. So, Elena, what would you say self-image is?
Self-image is everything. It is built when we are small, and this is the picture which we have about ourselves. Yes, everybody has two different images. One which we project to the outside world, and another how we see ourselves. One is the physical image which we can see as a reflection in the mirror, and another inner self-image. This is how we think about ourselves, what is possible for us, what I can do, what I cannot do. Yes, so this is all including our beliefs, what is possible for us, what is even can come to our mind as ideas which we can implement. Everything is controlled by self-image, the way we talk, the way we walk, the way we speak, absolutely everything. And that's why self-image plays a major role in our achievements and results.
So it's a mental picture that you have on yourself. I've seen the research from Maxwell Maltz, who was the plastic surgeon who really came up with the concept of self-image, of how even when people had disfigured faces and they cleaned up the disfigurement on the faces, yet still psychologically they still felt low self-esteem. Still felt unworthy. So it wasn't about the physical appearance. Your self-image is all about the mental feeling that you have about yourself. And yes, I agree with you. We've been completely conditioned to live in a certain way. We're conditioned to get up, go to work, go home, have your dinner, go to bed, and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And this is a self-image that we've all been conditioned with. So how deep do you think this conditioning has gone into human psyche?
This is just how people think about themselves. It's just what they believe who they are, and it is really weird because somebody else put that picture in your mind when you were infant, when you were very small, and then you just accept it as a truth, and you just do everything based on that programming, based on that data that somebody else told you who you are, what is possible for you, what is not possible for you, like what you can do, what you cannot do. And all the life, people just use that data without updating. And it is really weird because we all use mobile devices, we all use computers, and always companies update their softwares, right? Like nobody uses now Sony Ericsson, which we used like 20 years ago. Now we use iPhone 15, yeah, or other mobiles which constantly upgrade in software. And we humans, which have this potential to upgrade our software by raising our awareness, raising our consciousness about our potential, who we really are, we can do that just asking ourselves these questions, what I can do, and if this self-image, if this picture which I have about myself, is this really something that is aligned with my potential, aligned with where I can be, and aligned with my desires.
Yes, desire. Desire is a wonderful word. Desirarius. It comes from a Latin word, which actually means from the stars. And I feel that one of the reasons human beings move away from their desires from very young is because you feel it's from the stars. You're never going to actually achieve anything like that. And nothing could be further from the truth. I remember my education was classic in the respect that it was supposedly a really good education. And I bless my parents for that because it gave me certain attributes to exist well in this world, but I was going along the same channel as everybody else was, getting a good job, getting a mortgage, getting the money coming in, and then thinking, this isn't me. There's much more to me than this. And I had the courage to walk away from it and became a musician, which was more along my creative path. And I love creating things. I'm a creator. And I realized that I was just doing rather than being. And I wasn't actually being true to my true self. Now, the true self is a very difficult concept for many people to actually get their heads around. But when we realize that quantum physics tells us we're all vibration at its core, even this desk, which seems solid, is vibrating. Everything is vibrating. And we're coming out, and top scientists now are saying in the UK that we are emerging from an energy field. So this is where we come from. And in my practice of Qigong, we call this the 0 point. And this is where you come from naturally. So when you're coming out of this 0 point, there's all these different feelings, emotions, programs, conditions inside you, which is what some scientists say is stuck in your subconscious, which could be the water in your body because water holds memory. It becomes foggy. So therefore you start to look at other people and say, well, they're doing it. I'm going to live that way, or I've been told to live this way. And actually, you can live in whatever way you want once you break through the conditioning, because the conditioning is really giving you the ceiling to where you feel that you can go with your life.
Yes, exactly. Everybody is creative. Everybody is creative. And we can be creative about ourselves instead of just operating on the wrong data. Why wrong data? Because this data was built in us, in our mind, in this subconscious part, which is so strong, by other people. These people, even if they wanted the best for us, like our parents, our teachers, whoever was around us when we were small, they even wanted the best, but they didn't know anything about our potential. They didn't know anything what is possible for us, what we can do, because this is given to us. Everybody is coming here to this planet with unique talents and gifts, and everyone has mission. Yes, everyone is genius, has those such a big gifts, and only you who is listening to us can know what you really can do. And for that, you have to upgrade that software. Yeah, like remove that old programs which were put when you were small, which you couldn't make decision for yourself what you want. Parents were giving you food which they liked. Parents were buying you clothes and put on you which they liked. Parents were making decisions for you when you were small and couldn't make decision for yourself. So now you're adult. How old are you? 20, 30, 50, 60, whatever. Now you can decide really from what you want in life and what you love to do, and look at yourself as the such a big like person who has such a big potential, and that everything is possible when you just can believe that it is possible for you. And for that reason, to believe that it is possible for you, you have to see yourself as that new person who can do that, right? And this is the only way how we can change our results, how we can achieve something bigger. Otherwise, we just will run the same loop like a treadmill, running, thinking that we are busy all the time, but we will get the same results because everything is controlled by our self-image. And if it is not changed, nothing will change a lot.
Yeah, I love that story. Bruce Lee said it when he had two people come in to train with him, and he sat down and he talked with them and he asked them all these questions about what they'd done before. And I'm paraphrasing here, and he just turned around and said, well, your cup's too full. Your cup's too full. You got so much information there. If you don't empty your cup, what I teach you, you won't be actually learning anything. So when your cup is full, we've got so much information coming into our bodies, and we've been programmed with this information from year 0 to 7 when we're babies, when our brains are in the theta frequency, that it's full up. We're all full up. So we're different. We find it difficult to take on new concepts. And this new concept of actually creating a new self-image is absolutely possible. If you think of it also, you can think of it another way, that your email box is too full. So you cannot receive any more information into your email box. So when you actually empty the email box and you've got new information coming in, you can start to consider that. And I love the aspect of just thinking, open your mind just that little bit more. It doesn't have to be a great opening, just that little bit more to this concept of improving your self-image into a positive one. And then you will start to see results. But you need to empty the email box, empty the water, open up the mind just a little bit more, actually look into the nature of our reality a little bit more, which is what we will be doing in our workshop, and you will see there's so many possibilities. In fact, I would say infinite possibilities. You have infinite amounts of information happening across the universe. We have these infinite possibilities in front of us. We just don't know how to choose which way to go because of our conditioning. So true.
Yes, and many people are so genius, so talented, driven. They know that they can do more, have more, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. But because they operate on that wrong data, they have like a block, right? Like they come to certain level and they just facing plateau. They don't move further because this self-image is like a cybernetic mechanism in our subconscious mind. You know how the plane goes to gets to the destination. It fails 95% of the destination, and that cybernetic mechanism always brings it back, brings it back. Yes, the same as the rocket goes to the moon, it fails 99%. And this is cybernetic mechanism which keeps the rocket come back to the destination, and the scientists know in the friction of seconds when the rocket will be landing to the moon. And the same cybernetic mechanism is in our subconscious mind. We have that self-image which was built by parents, by other people, and it is like thermostat. It is just giving us that level where we can go, because this is only how we can see ourselves. And even potentially we understand that we can do more. There is like something like we just hit this wall and bounce back, hit this wall and bounce back. So why it happening and how we can break it? The answer is to change self-image, start thinking who you are, who you can be, and build it, like writing a new script. And this is what we will do in our workshop. We will use this act as if technique, which actors use, how actors play in the movie roles. When we look at them, we think this is their life, right? We think that this is real, these are real people with the real characters, but it is not this. It was the script. Somebody wrote script for them, then they learned it, and then they perform. So we can do the same, but in this case, we become the producer and we become the director. Yes, and we write script for ourselves, coming from our desires, from really what we love to do, what is our strength. We write out that self-image script, and then we have some techniques to embody that self-image, to really start thinking, feeling, and acting as that person. And this is the only way how to break through from that barrier and start achieving results which we really deserve and desire in our life.
I know there's many of the clients I speak to on my coaching programs, they talk about this happened again. I said, well, why is this happening again? It's because the conditioning inside of your subconscious, it makes you react in the same way to the same problems. And it's literally a protection mechanism. So it's like a comfort zone. We want to sit in this comfort zone, but really it's not a comfort zone. It's an uncomfortable zone because we're actually designed to grow. We're designed to grow. Our consciousness is designed to grow, and our body is designed to sustain itself. So if your consciousness is not growing, i.e., you're not actually expanding yourself into this physical reality that we're living in, then you become stagnant. And stagnation always causes disease and illness. And we don't want that for anybody, really. We want everybody to start to grow their consciousness. So self-image is the real key to that, to help you to grow and to expand your consciousness. It's like when I became from like a student in my Qigong class to an instructor and then to a Dharma master. When I was a student, there was no way I thought, oh, I'll never get to that level of being a Dharma master. And then when I did, I went, wow, I did it. I did it. But it took repetition, took work, and it took a focus. You need to focus because everybody wants everything for nothing. But you need to focus on yourself. And when you start to focus on yourself, you start to realize actually, that's not me. This is me. But why am I not acting like that? That's when you've emptied the cup. That's when you've opened the mind. That's when you've cleared out the email box and you're starting to realize, wow, this is me. And I'm actually pretty special. So it's a time we actually started to embrace that fact. So yes, click the link in the description below to see our workshop in Brighton, or there'll be an online workshop as well that we are planning to do as well about self-image to help you rewrite the script for your self-image.
Yes, and remember that in order to create new reality, you have to create new personality. And the creation process starts from creating your self-image, new self, which is already there where your desired results are. Everything already is there for you. Like today, we can choose which direction to go, and there are so many different scripts of our future. Yes, different possibilities of our future, and it is who you are determines your results. We don't get in life what we want. We get in life who we become, right? So we have to become that person who is aligned with those dreams. So we have first to start thinking big, feeling big, because this is only one life we have, and we can live at the level of our desires, at the level of our potential. So determine who you really want to become, and we are here to help you with our workshop. So click the link below, register in person in Brighton or online, and we will be happy to see you soon.
I look forward to seeing you very soon.